Bum, 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 bum.
My mother died a month ago. In my heart, I put her in the moon so she would always be able to look after me. I want to tell you a story that honors her and her courageous spirit and tells how she led me to my life's path and to the heart of abortion. In the summer of 1962, I was 12 years old and women were in the news. Marilyn Monroe had just died of an overdose. And Sherry Finkbein, the star of a popular children's TV show, Romper Room School, wanted an abortion. She had taken the drug thalidomide, and not knowing it caused terrible birth defects. No one knew it at the time. Ironically, it was given to women for morning sickness. After she learned of the drug's horror, her hospital's therapeutic abortion committee at first agreed to an abortion. But when she did an interview to warn other women about the drug's dangers, the committee said no. After she lost a highly publicized legal battle, she flew to Sweden to have her abortion. My mother and I talked about this painful story. We both agreed that it should be her decision whether to have a baby, no matter the circumstances. Her decision, period. That was the beginning. When I was 15, my mother asked if I would help her friend's desperate daughter to have an abortion. Linda was 19, Catholic, abandoned by her fiance, distraught and suicidal. The local hospital's abortion committee deemed she was sufficiently suicidal to warrant an abortion, but Linda's family could not afford it. I had just inherited some money from my grandfather, so my mother asked if I would pay for the abortion. Without hesitation, I said yes. That was the first of many women I partnered with on their journey to owning their lives. When I was 18, my mother confided in me about a dinner party she had in the early 1960s. After eating, the men went to talk about whatever men talk about, and the women began to talk with each other on quite a different level. Was it Sherry Finkbein's story that emboldened them to reveal their secrets? As it turned out, they had each had an illegal abortion, each one of them. And then, with her familiar look of resolve and determination, my mother told me her story. It was a story that shaped my life and the lives of many women that I've had the honor to travel with on this journey of the heart. It was 1959 in Connecticut, and abortion was, of course, illegal. Even birth control was illegal. My mother had taken on the care of my new unemployed stepfather's 3 troubled kids, along with her own 3 children. Times were tough. Chaos and stress reigned in the household. My stepfather was angry and alcoholic. When my mother realized she was pregnant, she was furious, beyond hope, and desperate. There was no way she could add another child into this not at all well-blended family. One night, secretly, trembling and afraid, she took a knitting needle and pushed it up inside herself until she began to bleed. Alone and terrified of being arrested or even dying, she called the ambulance. She was rushed to the emergency room. Knowing the only thing that mattered was not bringing another life into her troubled family, she risked it all. Out of love for her children, she risked it all. They did a D&C, and luckily she lived to tell me of her pain and fear, and of her love and courage and determination. In college in 1970, I took a course called The Politics of Women's Liberation, which set me on a path that formed the central foundation of my life and my burning passion. I had a vision of a world in which women do not apologize for their lives and their dreams. In 1975, I moved to Texas following a woman that I had accidentally fallen in love with. As soon as I arrived, a friend, knowing of my vision for women and for the world, encouraged me to apply for a job as a counselor at the abortion clinic where she worked. I fainted when I watched my first abortion, but there was something that moved me too, something that told me I had discovered my life's work, the work of my heart. That was when I became determined that no woman should ever face this experience alone and in despair, the way my mother had. That access to abortion didn't just have to be about panic or survival. It could be about wholeness and self-determination and empowerment. It could be about transformation. It could be about women's goodness and love and the fullness of life. Soon after, I became the director of an abortion clinic in Dallas. We created head and heart counseling to bring resolution and wholeness to our patients. I have been in this work for 45 years and have talked with hundreds of women, hearing their stories and hearing their hearts. I'm now creating a series of YouTube abortion counseling videos. I want to share the tools that can bring healing and resolution before and after abortion with as many people as possible. Though my mother has passed from this world, her spirit lives on in me. It is with me every time I sit heart to heart with a woman who is charting her own path through life, standing at the brink of owning her experience and her heart's decision, maybe for the first time ever. And I promise you, each and every one of these is a love story.